Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Ginger Flix. I'm
Ginger Flix.
Ginger
Sounds
Flix.
so dirty. We're already off.
Off to a good start.
Great.
I'm your host, Josh, and I'm here with co-host,
Joey.
and we're here to talk about the Bad Boys franchise.
Bad boys.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Gingers.
That's
Anyway,
Man, you need to learn the lyrics of the song.
we use you to get to the chorus. That's how cool these movies are, folks. You don't even understand.
That was
So-
probably the best parts too. Like, okay, you didn't even bother to watch one.
Yeah. So we're gonna delve into these with Bad Boys for Life coming
out.
next week.
Yes,
Next week, we
I am
decided-
excited.
After watching Bad Boys 2, I'm less excited, to be honest.
Wow, tell us how you really feel.
No,
Holy shit!
Hold on. I am all
Sorry about
about
the swears.
I am all about Will Smith and Martin Lawrence because
Okay,
they have
okay.
wicked chemistry.
Let's start with this. The movies are fun. Let's start with this. They're fun.
Absolutely.
But as far as movies go, they are not good.
Well, you know what? So yeah, going off what Joey said, I
Yeah.
did not watch the first Bad Boys.
You just didn't even bother.
I haven't watched it in probably 20 years, maybe more. So I just went, you know what? Let's just go right into
Let's
Bad
just go
Boys
right into
2.
Bad Boys 2. I watched the first one,
Excellent.
and I'll be honest with you, there is like a random carjacking scene early in the movie, which is great, and it just shows a little bit of Will's and Martin Lawrence's chemistry and stuff like that. It's just I was like, is this necessary though? It's so just an excuse for them to beat up on two strangers.
Why not?
The other thing that drove me bananas about Bad Boys 1 though was the fact that two of the villains, for whatever reason, I thought they looked exactly the same. To the point where, one of them, I believe, dies like early in the movie. And, I look up and it's like, wait, didn't that guy die 20 minutes ago? What the flip? Like, I was so confused and frightened. And I cried for 20 minutes.
Maybe it was like the original Winklevoss. Winklevoss. It was like Army Hammer playing both. It's the same guy just playing both.
No, it wasn't.
Like-
though. It wasn't. It's just like, wow, you guys got like two different actors that look so similar.
All I remember about the first one, because I couldn't tell you the villain, I couldn't tell you anything, but it was basically a mix-up, right? Like Marcus is pretending to be Mike the whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
Tia Leone, 'cause she was looking for,
she wanted Mike,
she needed Mike.
and for whatever reason, Mike disappears.
Yeah. So
I still was like, okay, you can't get a hold of Mike. I get that. But you're on the phone with the police. I'm sure you can talk to any one of them,
Yeah.
including, and I feel like the next best thing would be his partner.
Right. Yeah.
They never bothered to say to her, I am, Martin Lawrence is on the phone with her.
Yeah.
And he never says, yeah, I'm Mike's partner.
Because
Never says that.
Not
He's
at
like,
all.
he's like, no, I'm Mike Lowry.
I'm like Larry.
Mike Lowry.
I just remember her going into Mike's apartment
Yeah.
with Marcus.
Yeah.
Or Martin Lawrence, and saying, "Wow, you got like a lot of pictures of your partner." or
She's like,
something.
who is this guy?
Or who's this guy?
He's like, oh yeah, that's my partner,
yeah, and it's like, well, you got
Marcus.
you got a lot of pictures of him, or
And if
something
you go
like that.
go up to his house, he got pictures of me all over the place.
It's
It's
like-
like, what? Why don't you just tell her straight out? Like, it made no sense, and it really did not help like push the story forward.
Wow.
The only thing it really did, it was more so for comedic effect to have Marcus squirm around her.
Yeah,
And I feel like it was literally all set up for one scene where she like comes on to him and he's all like, "Nyeh," like he's all like squirmy about it.
oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind Tia Leone coming on to me.
Who wouldn't, right?
But
If David Duchovny was around.
You know what? F that guy.
What are you talking about? He'd probably want to watch or something.
Probably. He definitely would. It's David Duchovny. He did not hide his sex addiction from anybody.
Not even a little.
No. If you look at most of his filmography.
He had to do not one, but 2 series centered around, his sex addiction.
We should do an episode on that.
Just David's Duchovny.
That'll be the late night episode, the dirty episode.
Just be David Duchovny. Oh, 3D.
He's triple D.
Snap. There we go.
But yeah, it's a very Michael Bay movie, as you said. But since we both, oh, another thing that bugged me, sorry, before I move on, was the precinct in a bank? Like, did they repurpose a bank?
I don't even
because
remember. I was saying earlier before we started, from the second in Bad Boys 2,
right,
the precinct is just really bright for a precinct.
Oh, dude, it's bright as hell in Bad Boys 1 also. Like, it's really bright.
Seems like there's a lot of glass.
It's all windows.
It's all windows,
which is fine. Whatever. I've really never been inside a police station. I'm safe to say.
But it's Miami, yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be bright or whatever. But I don't know. It did seem very almost luxurious.
It was too ostentatious
for a precinct. A precinct is drab and
you want it to be.
It's a lot of fake lights. It's just it's whatever, regular light bulbs. And
I mean, strangely enough, I feel like the set of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is more realistic than in Bad Boys. Yeah. It's very pretty in Bad Boys, but that's about it. I mean,
it's pretty. A precinct isn't pretty.
The craziest thing.
You're not I think these convicts are gonna love it.
The craziest thing about the Bad Boys franchise, mostly one, is that their evidence locker is a bank vault.
A bank vault.
So now the whole premise of Bad Boys 1 is that I want to say a mountain of heroin or cocaine is stolen from the police evidence locker.
Oh.
A mountain of it.
Okay.
How the villains got in is there happened to be a vent the size of Andre the Giant in terms of width. It was massive, conveniently placed in the friggin' vault.
I don't even know. Honestly, like I said, I don't remember it at all. I just remember the mistaken identity, Taya Leone, and that's about it. And Cypher as the captain.
Joey Pants? Joe Pantoliano?
Yeah.
Dude.
He's my favorite character in the second movie.
He's the best actor.
He's so...
And that's not a shot against, Martin Lawrence or Will Smith, because they're both good on their own. Yeah. But no, I feel like he is the most...
He's the one... No, but it's he's the one I'm sympathizing with.
Oh, he's the hero of the film.
They show, in the second one, they show up at his house at 2 a.m. They cause so much destruction.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are the villains of this franchise.
Well, they're bad boys. So what do you expect, right?
They're horrible police officers.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to shift into Bad Boys 2?
Yeah, let's go.
So Matt, I think Bad Boys 2 was so Michael Bay.
Oh, dude, one is just before as Michael Bay.
Michael Bay was Michael Bay.
A Michael Bay movie was a thing.
This is Bad Boys 2 is right before he did The Island. It's after Armageddon. It's after Pearl Harbor. I think he did.
Was he the guy behind Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor should have been so much better.
Well.
It should have been so much better.
Again, this is a guy that directed music videos.
Oh, dude, they are visually. His films are visually stunning.
Sure.
Like in terms of, like, there's one sequence when they're in the shootout in that Haitian guy's house, where I was actually starting to get dizzy.
Yes,
Because he just kept rotating the camera
so many
around
times.
the center, like
There was at
the
least
mantle or whatever
whatever
those
it
two
was.
rooms.
It was at least 5 rotations. At least 5. And they're just yelling at each other. Put the guns in. The devil does not belong here. Or not welcome here. Or whatever it was. And that's it. And then like just...
It was just constant yelling. I mean...
It was like reverse bullet time.
But this is the thing. This is the weirdest and the worst thing about it is it didn't need to be done.
Not
I
even
mean, it would have been cool if it was like during actual shootout.
Yeah.
And like, you
they
saw
needed
bullets.
to do it
like,
then.
You saw bullets
Instead it was just
flying
talking.
or whatever.
And they're just going around and
It
around.
was nauseating.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
I was like, what are you doing?
It's like, there's,
This is a choice. This is a
there's
choice.
so many questions. So many questions. I took a lot of notes with this one. A lot of notes. We're gonna go into some notes that I have for this movie.
We are at risk at being
So,
this
here we go.
episode is at risk of being a How Did This Get Made episode. You realize this, right?
What?
Our episode on Bad Boys is at risk of being a How Did This Get Made episode.
Well, hey, shout us out, Jason, Paul, and June.
Or Tall John Shear, whichever one. Oh, yeah.
We're following you on Instagram now. So
We are. Well, not Jason because he's not on anything.
Yeah, I'm talking about, how did this get made? And, well, actually, Paul
Yeah.
Scheer and June. So first thing, the theme song is Shake Your Tail Feather. That's the theme song. Like, can we hear the theme song? Just
Give me one quick second here.
Shake Your Tail Feather.
I heard that like 20 times.
I think
It was definitely
it's
written
like
for the
6.
movie because like the video literally starts with a shot of that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's it. Well, that's the music video. I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume.
Yeah.
But like it happened so many times. But the time that got me, I think this was the second or third time it plays in the movie.
Okay.
Is because the whole movie is kind of not the whole movie, but a lot of it is centered around, of course, Mike and Marcus's relationship, and Marcus is trying to. I guess he's angry. So the thing they say is Whoosa, Whoosa the whole time. And he's trying to be spiritual. And so he's having this talk with Mike and he's like, Mike, you need to, you're like I forget what he calls him, but he basically is like, you didn't.
You're a destructive force.
You're a destructive force, but you didn't, you didn't get enough of your mama's like breast milk or whatever. And blah, 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 blah. Goes on this whole tangent. And then you grew up to be this kind of person, yada, yada, yada. And the only thing Will Smith hears is, never talk about my mama's titties again. And it goes right into...
Oh, I botched that. Sorry.
Watch it. Like, literally, it's like, never talk about my mama's titties. And this is it. I was like, this is such an awkward time to go into... Like, the song is supposed to hype you up, I guess. And I was like, yeah, mama's titties? What? I don't understand. So that's... And then the other one is like, he shows up... And then, another one is him in a suit. Another one is, I forget. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, dude, why was Martin Lawrence so annoying? Like, he was so angry the whole movie.
Well, the thing is, yeah, he was angry the whole time. And I guess that's his whole character. That's why he kept trying to calm himself down. He's not even angry. He's emotional, right? There's the one time they're in a shootout and he starts crying. And then he punches the guy because he's like crying. He's like, man, boom, knocks him in the face. And I was like, what? Okay, you
or
need
the
to calm
heart.
down.
The worst was that heart to heart they actually tried to have in the video store.
Okay, okay, let's go there. Let's go there.
In the audio equipment store or whatever.
So hold on, let me go into my notes here. My notes.
You took a lot. Of
I did.
Notes.
Okay, so wait, no, not the
Oh my
ecstasy
goodness.
scene. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, so sorry, the video store. The erection scene, right? Because Mike shot him in the butt.
Yeah, like
And
the
he's-
first scene of the movie.
He gets shot in the butt,
Yeah,
and
Martin
again,
Lawrence gets grazed, not even like fully shot.
But I mean, it is whatever it is. He still got shot,
I'm not denying
and
that.
Mike's like, it's no big deal, whatever, right? Like, stop, blah, 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 blah. Here's a donut. Like, okay, and then Marcus is trying to say, oh man, like it hurt. I was, I'm having trouble with my wife, and
he's like, but he's going into like this deep conversation, which was more than just him being shot.
yeah,
But it's like what you did, and it's all about, and the way it's worded, it's all set up for.
it's supposed to be,
for a very dated joke, mind you.
yeah, it's all supposed to be like a homosexual joke. It's supposed to come across as lovers as opposed to partners or buddies. And instead of being shot in the butt, it's, And, well, first of all, I don't understand why they needed to go to the video store in the first place. Like, they needed to find footage off of a camera. They could do that in the precinct. Or they could do it at home with a simple AV cord.
Just for this,
Like,
it
but
was
it's
to
like
set up this joke.
that's it.
all it's for.
Yeah, and
is
this
to
is-
set up
and-
this like dated joke.
And yeah, this is one of the things I found, that the movie did so many things just for comedic purposes, but the movie's not supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to be
It's an action comedy.
It's an action comedy,
I
but
mean,
it's
like-
more action.
But Richard Donner executed action comedy way better than anybody else.
Oh yeah.
Like the Lethal Weapon movies
Yeah.
are amazing.
And you know
'Cause
what?
That's like, to me, in terms of like a buddy action flick, that's the benchmark.
Well,
is
that's
Lethal
it.
Weapon.
That coined the phrase, pretty much. That's
Yeah.
a buddy cop or whatever it is.
Yeah.
A buddy comedy. But it was a buddy cop movie. Like that's
Yeah.
what they called it, right? That is the movie. That's it. Then you have movies like Rush Hour, which, hey, it has its charm. The first two, like, they're fun.
Yeah.
And it's actually very a different dynamic.
No, the dynamic works. Like with this one, I feel like they're both like, there's no straight man or whatever with this one, in the sense they're both like over the top in so many ways.
Yeah, they each have turns being the straight man and being the funny guy.
And it's ridiculous. I will say this. The scene that made me laugh the most was when they go to the captain's house, and
Yeah, the ecstasy scene.
yeah, and I still don't understand how he ended up high.
Well, okay, so hold on. That's
Like, how
that's
did
it.
he
That's,
ingest it?
That's in my notes. So, first, so I want to go back. So many shaky tail feathers. Then this is
So many what?
Shake it, it needed to be in more inappropriate parts.
Okay.
When the bad guy pops one of his henchmen in the face, shoots him in the head, blah, 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 like that would have been amazing.
I will say this. This villain in the second one, to me, I found more menacing, and he was a little bit scarier, although he was whiny, than the villain in the first one. The villain in the first was a French guy, and he seemed
Right.
kind of nice.
Well, that's it. This guy didn't
was like-
seem nice, but at the same time, okay, hold on. Hold on. First of all, I was like, why are they sitting in a jail cell with criminals? It didn't make sense. You go to jail, because I think jail and prison are different. I actually just found that out within the last year. But when you're in
What
jail,
have you done?
well, no, don't worry about it. But Mike and Marcus are just sitting in a random jail cell or whatever, a holding cell with other criminals. They're just sitting there and they're trash talking and yada yada. And what do you, Mike? And this is another, goes off with another comment. I'm like, everyone has so much confidence. Marcus just looks at one of the huge criminals, like huge dude. He's just like, what are you
looking at? Yeah.
What are you looking at? It's like, you're in a holding cell. All of them can just jump you right now. Because they don't care what happens in holding cells.
No.
So then, okay.
All hell breaks loose.
Video store, the erection scene, and then there was that dated joke. The one woman's like, you boys need Jesus. And then she said to
The store
owner, like, well, you got porno films and homo videos. And it's like, okay, it wouldn't fly now. And,
Yeah.
but even back then, that wasn't funny.
Well, even it
Like,
wasn't.
'cause to be honest-
the porno gag was funny because they steal somebody's camera and
Yeah.
he has like a dirty video the guy obviously made with
Yeah.
this girl. Now that gag was funny because it's playing and then it's playing on all the screens in the store.
But again,
whatever.
none of this actually had to happen. Let's
Oh no, it's an unnecessary
let's
scene
reiterate
in every
that.
way.
So then, okay.
I mean,
next thing.
if Marty McFly can figure out to play a video camera at his own place,
in the 1950s
that's
or whatever,
he had
like,
the coax cables in the 50s. Somehow.
yeah, like how could they not exactly? Next needless scene was the rats. First of all, the criminal is shooting at the rats that are on his money. He's just firing randomly. I'm like, okay,
He's
so
like
you don't really
destroying
care
money.
about your money. And then, of course, that's when they get Mike and Marcus to come in and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they break in or whatever.
And then Marcus, again, is so afraid of these rats and they spend so much time on it. And then he sees, oh, man, he sees rats humping. And I'm like, okay, that's...
The line that got me was like, they do it just like us.
Yeah. Like, again, it was funny.
They do it just like us.
And you know what? Let me reiterate. Like, that would have been it. Like, you could have slow-moed that. Michael Bay.
I saw two rats going at it. The boy rat was really nailing her. They do it just like us.
Slow motion. Like, ridiculous. Let me also say, before I go into notes, I loved this movie.
It's amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Not now. I'm talking about. I loved it when I saw it in the theaters.
Oh, dude, I still
I was like
these
19.
movies, though.
I still like it, but it's like I haven't watched it in so long. And this one is such a long movie. It could have
Yes.
been under 2 hours. It's about 2.5 hours.
The first one's 2 hours too. It's just like, why are
But
these
this one
movies
is like
so long?
2.5 hours. It's crazy.
Michael Bay movies are kind of long.
And then how they
Did he do that Miami Vice movie?
No, that was Michael Mann.
Okay, I just
Different-
remember falling asleep in that one. So,
But a different style of movie, right?
I
Michael
feel
Mann
like,
did that.
I feel like if
right
Michael
after
Bay
he
did that, though, it would be more
explosions. That's it, yeah. And then so
which
this
would
one,
make it a little bit less harder. Well, it would make it harder to fall asleep in. Let's put it that way.
well, yeah, challenge accepted. Next thing, I just put Michael Shannon ? LOL. He's randomly in this movie.
He's amazing
as a white supremacist. And it's like, oh my god! There's the one point he comes out of jail, and then Marcus and Mike, they see him in the parking lot or whatever, take a picture with him and threaten to like.
No, they let him out.
Well, they let him out.
They busted him out.
They busted him out.
That's the scene where they're waiting.
Well, yeah,
They're waiting for him to come out. For whatever reason, they're sitting in the holding cell
Yeah.
waiting for him to come out.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
So he comes out, and then they take a picture. I guess to extort him with his like white supremacist buddies.
Yeah, but it's like you can clearly tell he doesn't want to be there. Those are the guys that were shooting at the KKK members at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. I just thought this was an odd role for Michael Shannon, but anyway. Then, like I said earlier, so much confidence from everybody.
I'd say it's one of his earlier roles.
Oh, for sure. This is before, I think he was in Revolutionary Road, and then
I'll
obviously
give
Zod. And
Michael
Boardwalk
Shannon was
Empire.
amazing. I've grown to realize I like Michael Shannon in everything I've seen him in.
Oh yeah,
He's amazing.
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
And after recently just watching, the night before.
Oh yeah, you hadn't seen it yet.
I just watched it, and I was like, he plays comedy really well, and
but he's so straight. That's the best part. Yeah,
it's straight, but saying ridiculous things. that's the point. Like that's what's so good about it.
You're not gonna throw it in my car. You need to give me my fucking money and get out.
So what else do you have? See, you said the villain was good at this one. I thought he had just
Oh no. He
terrible
was,
dialogue.
He was better than the
terrible
one in
acting.
the first one.
But he wasn't intimidating at all. Like until he finally shot somebody.
No, but he was more intimidating than the one in the
Wow.
first one. Like the villain was like, really, this guy is supposed to be my villain?
There was a line like close to the beginning of the movie where it's something like they're talking about the drugs or the money or something like that is being dropped off, and literally he just goes, "Okay," and that's it. I was like, "You're the bad guy. That's your menacing line." Okay, and I was like, "Oh, all right, okay,
Okay,
cool.
good man. What I wished this one had was another more crazy friggin' sports car chase like the first one had.
They did have a chase.
Yeah, but it wasn't with sports cars.
No, but it was.
They were just throwing cars
It was
at this
just throwing
point.
cars, and then Mike just blowing them all up with his gun. That was it.
Oh no, the craziest thing was like Marcus freaking out and he's like, I see them coming. They're throwing cars. They're not hard to miss.
What else? What else I got
feel
here?
like it should be like, I feel like it should have been, or was at least after every punchline in the movie.
For sure. That would have made it, I think. Next one. Which of these guys are we supposed to like? Because obviously, like, here's the thing. When we would have seen it in theaters, I was like 19. You would have been like 18, 19 when it came out, right?
Yes.
The popular one
2003.
This was 2003. So the popular one would have been Will Smith. That's the guy.
Oh,
Everyone
dude,
loved
every
him.
one of them, though, if you go looking at it, maybe the first one, which came out in 95,
Yeah.
both him and Martin Lawrence were on par in terms of career.
Yeah, but if anything, Martin Lawrence might have had the slight edge because his name was the first name.
Yes.
He had the slight
In
edge 'cause
95.
but they both had hit TV shows that were starring themselves practically, and but he sort of was the lead at the time.
But one could argue that it was more based off of alphabetical order than anything else.
It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. And then, but like really, once Will Smith did Independence Day, that was it. It's over. Martin Lawrence never touched that height. Big Mama's House, no, never touched that height.
Well, Martin Lawrence did a lot of things that were like I would argue was beneath Will Smith's caliber.
Black Knight.
Black Knight was okay, but
never
again,
actually
it was
saw
more
it.
of a kids movie.
There was National Security.
Again, it's
Or
in
was
the
it
vein
Blue
of
Streak?
again. They were all in the vein
Yeah.
of this. He ended up doing basically these cop shoot 'em up movies,
Yeah,
right? One's more comedic than the other.
yeah.
I mean, on par. I think if Martin Lawrence had some, I don't know how good of an actor Martin Lawrence might actually be.
He had, I don't know because you've never seen him stretch at all. I mean, I could be wrong.
I mean,
We could be wrong.
he's basically played the same character
He has for 30 years or whatever.
30 plus. I
But
mean,
Will Smith has
Yeah.
shown his range, and you could even tell between Bad Boys 1 and 2, he did Ali, right? And that's when he got super jacked. That's when he got huge. And he
Yes.
was like, you know what? I like this build. And you can tell in Bad Boys 2 because he has like a tank top on for a bunch of it, like
he's
tight
got
t-shirt,
a tank top on for most of it.
you know. And but he's ripped, like he's
he's showing off
insane.
the Ali body.
and I don't know. Hold on, let me find some good ones here that I have. Which of these guys, whatever. Things for comedic purposes was like Michael Shannon in the trunk. The line again, same thing. This is like a dated joke when Gabrielle Union goes into the Tapia, whatever his name, in his house. And
The villain's house.
The villain's house.
And
the
his
mom's
mother's like,
is she a Negro? Like, what?
Oh,
yeah, of
man.
course. It was, again, just for comedic purposes. The ecstasy scene was actually pretty funny.
it was like a cringy comedic thing, though.
Let's... Okay.
That's the ecstasy. Like I said, the ecstasy scene was the best. It showed.
Yeah.
It again. It was more Martin Lawrence being a clown, which you could see that. I really wish, and I don't know if Martin Lawrence could do it or not, but I'd like to see him do something with, I don't know, maybe a little more gravitas.
Let's talk about this one scene, though.
All right.
This is the scene, as a dad, I appreciate the most. And that's, you know what I'm going to talk about. Is Megan's date scene.
I just got out of prison. I ain't going back.
This kid shows up at the door.
He's like 15 years old.
He's like 15, and they just...
Jesus, you
they
at least
harass him.
30.
He's like, how old are you, son? 15? 15? That's
You
his
look like-
ID? I don't have my ID.
You look like you 30.
And then you have like Will Smith, and this is after the two, like Martin Lawrence had already said he's transferring, and the two of them are going through this hard time. But then they just berate this poor child. And apparently this boy had never seen a gun before or something. So they
Like
didn't
in the scene?
no, just in real life
Oh no.
or something. And so when Will Smith pulls out the gun, and the kid like backs up, like he's freaked out because I don't think he expected that, so he just reacted. But again, that's something every father would want to do, especially me being about Martin Lawrence's height, maybe a little less. Like, because even
Are
then,
you asking me to get jacked
Oh,
up for when your daughter's
dude,
15?
that's what we're gonna do.
I will shake your hand on that. Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Handshake, it's happening.
Okay, hold on. There's so many ridiculous things in this. They go to Cuba. Everyone has hookups for them. Oh man, I got a cousin there who's like in the underground. What? Randomly a police officer.
Here's the craziest thing.
The safe,
So,
the safe house is right across the street from the villain's house.
No, not
Mansion.
even that. Not even that. So when they are told that the government will not support them to, get this
To get in there.
to get in there.
Yeah.
They won't get the support from them. Literally, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence leave the room, and then all of a sudden everybody's cued to realize, oh, they're gonna go. We're going with them. Like they knew instantly like that. It's like, wait a minute. How did you know?
Yeah.
What possessed you to walk into that conference room?
It was. Here's the thing. So there's two lines I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Number one.
All right, let's do these 2 lines, and I think we might have to call it.
We gotta call it. I think we could go longer, but
Yeah, we can, but we're
but
we're holding back so you guys go out and actually,
watch this movie.
watch these movies.
So first was okay. Well, okay, 3, but like first when they kidnap Sid, Marcus
Right.
is like, shit just got real. I'm like, dude, it's been getting real for 2 hours. Okay. But they get there and then they're, Marcus is about to cry and he needs like some motivation. And what does Will Smith say? We ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life. That's the motivational speech. That's it. And then Marcus is like crying in his shoulder. I was like, okay. And after they get all these hookups, randomly the captain is on board too, of course, even though he's always fighting them, but giving in at the same time.
Oh no,
he's like, by the way, here's the spy though.
Yeah.
From the CIA.
Where did the CIA guy come from?
This guy's like, but this is the coolest line in the movie. Like, this is the guy who has the coolest backstory. This is all we see of him is this one line. Basically, he's like, I'm like ex-Marine or ex-Navy, blah, blah, not Navy, ex-Air Force, whatever.
He's the guy that drove
request. And he literally says, like, requesting permission to tag along. Not aboard. Requesting permission to tag along. And he's got this deep gravitas. And you're like,
the only thing he does is he drives a remote control car.
That's it.
That blows up those guys playing soccer.
Oh man, there's so many more things.
Okay. All right.
but guys-
On a scale of 1 to 10, though, how was this movie for you?
Oh, 100. No, I don't want to say 100. But okay, the thing is, so as I'm watching it now, it took me so long to get through it. I kept getting distracted.
Yeah, you fell asleep.
I fell asleep twice. I fell asleep twice. Mind you, I'm watching it at night, but
All right. So,
I'd say
scale of 1 to 10, where does it fit for you?
I'd say a 6.
I'd
maybe.
agree with that.
I'd say
It's like a 6, 7. It's really
Like,
fun.
You turn your brain off, you'll enjoy the movie.
Both of them are fun. I mean, I found 2 more engaging than 1.
Because 2 is when they got a little more bombastic with it.
Yeah,
That's
1
they
was
got-
a little bit reserved, but they were still somewhat bombastic.
Well, they didn't know what at that time in '95 how Will Smith and Martin Lawrence would draw in a crowd. In a movie theater,
so I
right?
mean, in 2 they went loose.
Well, 2 at that point, Will Smith had become the biggest star in the world.
Yeah, so they're like
like,
it's
yeah,
almost
let's-
like Martin Lawrence called him and said, "Hey man, I need to I need to pay for the boat I just bought.
Yeah.
So can you do a movie with me
Oh,
again?
hold on. Question. Why were there 2 pools that got destroyed?
I don't understand how the second one got destroyed.
Who's building these pools?
Like,
The first one was $3,900 and a dog ran and it broke. That was it. It's carrying how many gallons of water?
Why? My next question is why keep the chain on the dog? He's in your backyard, for God's sake.
Exactly. And why isn't it fenced off into the ocean?
Oh. These are the questions we have. Benvenido a Miami, I guess.
Oh my God. Yes. Guys, we highly recommend you actually watch this movie.
Oh, we love them both.
We want to know what you think.
Let us know on Instagram in the comments and stuff.
Follow us. We have Instagram and we have YouTube, both Ginger Flix with an X pod. On YouTube, it's Ginger Flix or the Ginger Flix podcast. You'll find us. Episode 1 is already up there.
Yeah.
Episode 2 will be up shortly.
Well, no, this is episode 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'll be up there shortly after we record. Again,
we just recorded it.
we are recording it as we speak. But this was me speaking from the future.
Or the past.
Yes. Anyway,
all right,
for Ginger Flix, I'm Josh.
I'm Joey.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.